Hello, my friends. I'm Bee, and this is Bee's Intuition. And today we're going to do a reading. I want it to be all about your energy. What does your energy say to others? Okay? So please and thank you, Spirit. What does the collective's energy say to others? Please and thank you. What does the collective's energy say to others? Please and thank you, Spirit. I had a very eventful, I guess, walk down to this location. I saw a little turtle. I thought it was dead, but it was not. I thought it needed rescuing, but it did not. But thankfully, it was able to cross the bike path without getting squished, which is mostly the reason why which was the thing that I was worried most about, I think. At first I thought it was dead because it looked really dried and shriveled up, but I think it was just trying to sunbathe because it's really cold today. And then I felt really bad. I felt really bad about it. Thought I was like sabotaging this dude's time in the sun, even though there's no sun out today. But I mean, I love this weather, but for a turtle who needs the heat and the warmth of the sun, probably not a great day for him. Okay, so let's see what came out. All right. And then I saw a crane. I know there's probably a name for this area, but I can't think of them. All I know them as is cranes in my mind, but I feel like there is definitely a different name that we call them around here, or maybe it's the specific type. But that was really cool. And then also I saw a chipmunk, so that was cool. So, animals. Anyways, focusing on the reading. We got the Six of Swords. We got the King of Swords. The Hanged Man. Three of Pentacles. Yeah, I actually really like this because the Six of Swords is telling me that you have the energy of somebody that is, like, if you're not happy one place, you will go to where you're happier. You're not afraid of change. You're not afraid of going towards what makes you happy. You're not afraid of finding what makes you happy. It could even be like sort of like an exploration sort of deal where you like dive very deep to find what makes you happiest and you go towards it. Yeah. This also, I feel like, tells us that you've been through some really dark periods of your life and you may be coming into a time now where things are starting to look up for you. And that could even come across in your energy, for sure. With the King of Swords, you're somebody that is very powerful and somebody that is not afraid to communicate. Maybe this is a skill that you've developed over your lifetime. Definitely could be. I also feel like you're probably very honest. Some people, yeah, that could be a controversial part of your energy, the honesty, because not everybody wants to hear the truth. I think the truth is a very important thing to have and to provide others with, but not everybody is willing to look at the truth. Not everybody is willing to hear the truth. So you may be a kind of a controversial figure, rather, where it's like you speak truth and some people are gonna love that and some people are not gonna love that. So I feel like you have a very powerful sort of presence about you, and I feel like because of that and because of your ability to communicate and tell the truth, that probably creates people that are not as big of a fan of you. But I feel like it also is what creates your fan base, because I think it's very important for you to be telling the truth. The Hanged Man, I feel like you've gone through some sort of spiritual awakening, a very significant spiritual awakening that has shifted your perspective of life, the way that you see things. Yeah, this is like something happened. Something happened to trigger this spiritual awakening. I feel like it will be definitely different for every one of you out there what triggered that, but it definitely feels like something happened and then it opened your eyes to the spiritual or to your own spirituality. You may have gone through something really hard and needed that like support from spirit or something, or maybe you didn't have like a community around you or something and you needed that strength outside of yourself. Because I really do believe that's why a lot of people turn to spirituality or religion in general, is that they need something outside of themselves to trust in, to have faith in. And sometimes they don't have, people around them, or they don't have supportive people around them. And so sometimes they feel so alone that they have to turn to something outside of everything, spirit. Well, spirit is one of those things where it's, spirit is in everything, but also outside of everything at the same time. With the Three of Pentacles, I really do think that people pick up on the energy of like you being able to work with others. I feel like this could definitely be due to like your life story, your past. I feel like you've definitely gone through many types of situations that allows you to be compassionate, understanding, empathetic towards others, and have a larger understanding for the way that things work. You also have a wisdom about you, I feel, and that also helps others. I feel like people really like to be around you too with that Three of Pentacles. I feel like people love to like work with you on projects. They like to talk to you. They like to talk with you. They like to hear what you have to say. They like to see like what you're doing. I feel like, yeah, people could be very attracted to you with that Three of Pentacles, and not just in a romantic way. In a way of like, this person is really cool and I would love to have them on my team kind of thing. I really like this energy. Yeah, so I'm just gonna clarify. Starting with that Six of Swords, please and thank you. Oh, I almost forgot to show you the bottom of the other deck. We got the Queen of Swords. That's interesting that the King of Swords, it's the Father of Swords in this deck, but the King of Swords there, and then the Queen of Swords here. I actually really, really, really like that, because I feel like that's showing that you have a balanced feminine and masculine energy within you. And I think that balancing those two energies is very important. I think that some people take their whole lifetime trying to figure out how to balance their masculine and feminine energies in a healthy way. And I personally am of the belief that when you do find that balance, that life tends to flow and tends to work out better, smoother. Not that it is perfect by any means, but I think that life goes a little bit smoother when you have the right kind of balance between your feminine and your masculine. And I feel like that's the sweet spot that you are in. Also, it was starting to slide off to show me the Five of Swords, so I feel like you're somebody that has really been through it. And actually, since the Queen of Swords was on top of that, it could even be indicating that you have maybe a little bit of a seriousness about you. I don't think that you are completely serious, because I sense that you are somebody that enjoys fun. But I feel like maybe you're a little bit more no nonsense, and maybe you've grown abilities to make boundaries with others, and that's because of your past of pain and being mistreated by other people. So it's like through that past that you've had, you've grown your ability to value yourself, respect yourself, and build boundaries with others. Very, very mature and very, very powerful. Yeah, I really like your energy. Let's start out with that Six of Swords, please and thank you. Yeah, Six of Swords for the collective. Was it? Didn't I just say you like fun, or like yeah. The Sun card? Yeah, so that really goes perfectly, I want to say, with that Six of Swords, because as I said, that Six of Swords is about moving out of that darker time into a lighter time, moving out of those difficult situations, moving out of those times of things just not working out or things going bad for you. You are always finding ways to make yourself happier. You're always on the search to find what makes you happiest. And you're not afraid to change, to grow, to go towards the things that you actually want in life. And I think because of that, it makes you incredibly happy. especially when we prioritize ourselves, which I believe was a message in the last reading that I just did. Um, about prioritizing our own wants, needs, desires, um, and going towards the things that actually make us happy, prioritizing our own happiness. I feel like that's something that you have mastered. And I feel like it shows up in your energy. Also, it's very interesting that, I was saying like you're not very like serious, like you're serious in certain ways, but you're not like super serious. And I feel like this is also here to say that. Like you actually have a very youthful spirit. And I feel like you're very much in touch with your inner child and you know what makes you happy, and you're not afraid to tap into what makes you happy. You're not afraid to tap into that inner child. You're not afraid to feed that inner child and, give it what it needs. I almost feel like you know that that's the secret to enjoying life here. And with that sun card coming out for your energy, you have a very bright, very beautiful energy about you. And everybody else can see that, feel that. What else for that Six of Swords, please, and thank you, Spirit? Sorry if I sound like a little bit out of it. I feel like I kind of am. I'm not feeling very well, but being chronically ill, I don't feel well most days, but sorry if it makes me a little bit funky. I'll try and get with it. Get with it. Ooh. Eight of Pentacles, you're a hard worker. And since this is coming out for that Six of Swords, you, again, are not afraid to work on yourself, work on your surroundings, especially your surroundings with the Pentacles. Like, if you... I don't know why I'm getting this example, but I'll just go for it. Like, if you're suddenly... Like, if you're sitting in your living room, for example, and you're like, I don't like the setup of this living room. It doesn't make me happy. It doesn't feel good. You're gonna get up in the, like, whatever time you're sitting in your living room. It could be 3 a.m. and you're gonna rearrange your living room because it makes you happy. That's the type of personality I'm tapping into. Like, it could be something as simple as just rearranging your living room, and you're like, no, this doesn't make me happy. I need to rearrange it. I need to, mix up the energy. Like, that's kind of like what I'm seeing is like, you're not afraid to, and obviously that's a small example, but like, you also apply that to larger things as well, where it's like, this isn't making me happy. I need to change it in order for it to make me feel happy. And you like prioritize your own happiness. You're not afraid to put in the work, because a lot of things that don't make us happy do require some amount of work in order for us to get out of those scenarios or situations. And you're not afraid to do that. You're not afraid to do the work. You're not afraid to change. You're not afraid to grow. There's also a bit of learning that goes along with this process, I feel like. Maybe it's an active learning process where you're constantly learning what makes you happy and what doesn't. And that could be something that's constantly changing, constantly evolving, growing, changing, yeah. But people, I think, pick up on the fact that you're a very hard worker and you're always working towards your happiness. You're always working towards the things that bring you the most happiness in life. Oh my gosh, I didn't even see that at the bottom of the deck, the Lover's card. So, oh my gosh. Divine love is the message I'm getting with that. You have a very... Oh my God, this is a beautiful energy. You provide divine love towards others. And by divine love, it's like that unconditional love that we receive from Spirit. Like sometimes we feel like, especially when we feel guilty or ashamed of something, we think that Spirit's gonna judge us for those things, but Spirit never judges us. The only thing that judges us is other people, ourselves. Maybe our animals. I know some people feel like their cats are judging them silently, but I feel like even that could just be like us projecting our own personalities onto animals rather than them actually judging us. But yeah, sometimes we feel like we are being judged by Spirit, or Spirit is holding something against us, or holding grudges against us even, but spirit is not that way at all. Spirit unconditionally loves us and wants the best for us always. Always wants to see us flourishing, always wants to see us on our path to finding our true happiness, to finding what makes us happy in life. I really do believe that spirit just truly wants us to enjoy this life. That's really, I think, spirit's only purpose most of the time, is just to help us enjoy life, because I do believe that this is such a unique experience that we all get to live here on this earth, to enjoy life, to enjoy the things that life provides for us. And of course, it gets mucked up by responsibilities and societal expectations and all of that. But I think at its root, life is really about the experience. And I feel like spirit wants us to best experience this experience in a positive way. And so I feel like you're kind of providing humans with like a physical form of that love. It really kind of feels like angel energy, like God's little messenger coming to earth. And I'm not trying to like make your head big or anything like that. It's not really that, but rather just like you are here to show everyone how loving spirit can be, and how I honestly believe that you're here to provide unconditional love. Obviously, I'm not talking about unconditional love to the detriment of yourself or your safety or your health. Not that at all. Obviously, within boundaries. Like I said with that Queen of Swords there, she's learned to make those boundaries. And I feel like you also have boundaries. So you're not going to be out here just giving unconditional love to like people that hurt you or, want the worst for you. But, to most people that need to feel that sense of unconditional love, because a lot of us have never experienced unconditional love in our lifetime. And so I feel like you're here to remind people that, unconditional love exists, and unconditional love can be provided to you, no matter who you are, what background you have, the things you've done in your life. Everybody deserves to feel loved. Everybody deserves to be loved. Because there is not one human out here that has not done things that have been, because like we all have our light side, we all have our shadow side. So we're always going to have something in our past that we are not proud of. Obviously, it's going to be of varying degrees, but I truly believe that it's way more powerful to just realize that we all have a past, right? And when we remind ourselves that we have a past as well, when others come forward and say, I have a past of X, Y, and Z, we can be much more compassionate, much more empathetic and understanding. Like, don't worry, I've also done things in my lifetime that I am not proud of. That doesn't make me any less worthy of respect, of kindness, of love, of anything. And that doesn't make you any less deserving of love, of respect, of kindness. And I feel like, that's kind of what you're here to show people, is that love. I also feel like you have a way of like reminding people that love is always around us as well. Like even in the moments that we don't think that we're surrounded by love, we're surrounded by spirit's love. If we go out into nature, we can feel the love of nature. Everything is always constantly trying to grow, heal in nature. And I think it really, nature is a vibration of love as well. It provides us so much. Look at the earth itself. It provides us with our home, The earth can provide us with food, with water, with the things that we need to sustain life. It really is, in a lot of ways, an embodiment of love, nature itself. And that's why I think nature deserves our love and why we need to treat it with respect, you know? Um, but yeah, I feel like not only do you show people that unconditional love, I feel like you also show them that love is all around them all the time. Even if they don't feel it, it's still there. And it's like, I'm even getting a message where it's like, spirit is always there. All you have to do is reach out to them. Reach out to spirit, talk to spirit, and spirit will support you the best way that spirit knows how. Yeah. With the Lover's card, you also may have a bit of a duality about you, which makes sense, especially with that Queen of Swords. I was saying you may come across as super serious in certain circumstances, but with that Sun card, yeah, you have that inner child that is very much alive and well within you. And so I think that you have this sort of carefree, sort of youthful, optimistic energy about you, but you also have the other side where you're not afraid to put up boundaries. You respect yourself, you value yourself. You know how dark the world can be, but that also doesn't stop you from tapping into that true sense of happiness, love. Yeah. So people definitely probably very much pick up on the fact that your energy is very dualistic. Is that a word? Yeah. There's a lot of duality to your energy. Let's go on to that King of Swords. Please and thank you, Spirit. Please and thank you. What can you tell us about that King of Swords? There's a little wiener dog across the river. So happy to be walked. Oh my goodness. I literally love dogs so much. They always are so excited to go on walks. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's too funny. So clarifying that King of Swords, we have the Lover's card that just popped out. You know what? That kind of goes with what I was just saying. That duality about you. You may come across as very serious in certain circumstances, situations. But you also have this beautiful ability to be so loving, open, kind, happy. I feel like you're very much a light in other people's lives. You provide a light that is very necessary. I feel like, yeah, and a lot of people probably crave your light because, you know, especially the way that the world is at the moment and the way, you know, there is darkness in the world. We need that feeling of that there's light somewhere, you know, that there's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel, that life is not just darkness and misery. And I feel like you remind people of that. And I almost feel like, too, there's like this thing about you where it's like, even in those moments of coming across as very, you know, serious, maybe even strict at times, there's also like a boss-like energy to that as well. But I feel like there's still underneath that all is some sort of love that emanates from within. And a kindness. Because I really do feel like you're not somebody that, although you could be somebody that like leads from above, you know, kind of looking down at people, like say you were a boss or a manager, you could technically, like you have it within you to be like, you know, purposefully superior, but you don't. You're much more like on people's level when you teach people, when you guide people, when you tell somebody how to do something. You get down to their level. You're not just like some lofty kind of like, so yeah, even if you are some sort of boss manager or something like that, like you have you see people as people. You don't just like some corporations, some businesses, the employees that work for these places sometimes only feel like a serial number, Yeah. Like sometimes they feel like their boss or, whoever's in charge doesn't really value them. They value what they can do for their own pocket. But you're not that way at all. You're very much a person that will get on other people's level. I just saw the devil at the bottom of the deck. Wow. But yeah, you get down to people's level and you help them learn in that way. I don't think you see yourself as being superior to anyone else, even though you have that power within you. And so you could very well, Spider-Man, I brought this up before, with great power comes great responsibility. You use your power in a very responsible way. This could even be an active effort on your part, where you're like, I know that I have this position of power or this knowledge that makes me powerful, or life experience, like whatever it is that makes you a powerful person. You know that you contain that power and that you could abuse that power, and that you could, you could get the job done with a lack of kindness, but that's not the way you do things. You always incorporate kindness into it. You always are incorporating how other people feel into the equation. Yeah. And I think that's what makes you a beautiful boss, manager. So even if you're not a manager or a boss, I feel like you would make a very great one, because you relate to people on a personal level and you don't see them as objects. You don't see them as a serial number. You don't see them as just like, oh, just an employee. No, you see them as an individual person with a life. And all the complexities that make somebody human. With the Devil card, especially because we just had the Lover's card pop out, I feel like, again, this does speak to a sense of duality. Actually, I really like this. This is actually telling me that you are so aware of your light aspects and your shadow aspects. I think not only are you balanced in terms of your feminine and your masculine energies, but you're also incredibly balanced in terms of your shadow and your light within yourself as well. And that, I think, comes from a lot of introspection, a lot of self-work, because there's so many people walking around today that aren't even aware that they have a shadow side to themselves. And a lot of people that don't want to know that they have a shadow side to themselves. There are people walking around that think that they only do good things and that they aren't a bad person, that they never do anything bad. They would never do anything bad that would hurt another human being. But, and it's a pretty big but we're human. We are going to have times where we lose our patience. We're going to have times where we hurt other people. No matter how evolved we are, no matter how much we've grown, no matter anything, we are going to still hurt others. It's the inevitable. It's part of life. But it's what we do when we know that we've hurt others, Because, whether we intend to hurt somebody or not, if they are hurt, we have to respond in a certain way for our own growth, for the healing of that other person that we have hurt. Okay, so, yeah, let me, because my microphone died, so let's just take this out. Yes, so, we can't just simply walk around believing that we're completely good, without fault, without, that because we never intend to hurt anyone, that is what we do. Because it's very important for us to realize our mistakes. It's very important for us to realize when we've hurt other people. And again, sometimes we don't even know because we don't intend to hurt somebody. We don't know exactly what is going to hurt another person because we all are different. We all have our own pasts that are individual to us and have their lasting impact in individual ways. And sometimes we'll hurt people and they won't tell us that we hurt their feelings. So to identify as somebody that never hurts anybody, it's not human, you know? And I think that sometimes that can lead us towards, because say we identify as being a completely good person, we'd never grow. Because if we think that we're completely good all of the time and always will be, we don't make mistakes in our own mind, or we'll try to jump through loops or hoops or whatever the saying is, to avoid ever seeing that we've hurt somebody or made a mistake or whatever. And again, making mistakes, hurting others is just a part of the human experience. And it's what we do with that that makes the difference. I truly believe that the best souls on earth are people that are well aware that they are not perfect and that they are not wholly good, is what I meant to say. Not like wholly. Yeah, I'll put in the wording so that you know what context I mean this in. Because just by simply saying holy, you can't tell if I mean it like Holy Bible or holy whole. Again, I'll spill it out for you in the editing. I don't know why it's so difficult for me to articulate. Anywho, yeah. So you've mastered those shadow aspects. You're aware that those shadow aspects are within you. And I do truly believe that those shadow aspects we will always carry in our lives. And it's really just about us being conscious that it's there, being aware of our triggers whenever possible, and trying our best to find healthy coping skills. And to always be open to hearing criticism from others, especially when it's constructive. Yeah. I don't know if any of my messages ever come across the way that I mean them to. I'm not trying to say to anybody out there or like attack anybody individually. You know, if somebody does truly believe that they are wholly good and have never done anything bad ever and never will do anything bad ever, I'm not trying to say to that person, shame on you, you know, but rather just be aware of that. Maybe even notice your own narratives around yourself, because that's how it started for me. I used to be a person that, honestly, I really did sort of live in a victim mindset where it was, oh, I'm such a good person, why does the world always treat me so badly? I was completely unwilling to see my own mistakes, the ways in which I've hurt others, the ways in which I have been imperfect, and the ways in which I needed to grow and learn. So, I don't remember where I was going with that. Yeah, I just think that sometimes it keeps us stuck in life, and it keeps us from evolving and growing and becoming more enlightened and being on that divine path that is meant for us. Anywho, so I do believe that you master both your light and your shadow, but also I think that you also help people with their shadow. Maybe you even notice people's shadow easier than they can see it for themselves, which I feel like sometimes it is easier to see those types of things from an outside point of view. Maybe you even gently sort of lead people down the path to sort of be more introspective, to sort of look further into these types of things. See where those shadow aspects lie, what the root of them is, how it affects how you are now, how it even affects your own image of yourself. So I feel like, yeah, you're helpful in so many ways. Like, you definitely have a very helpful. Ooh, that's a whole nother part of this, I think, because this is all clarifying the King of Swords. I feel like you have a very helpful energy. And again, you're not a doormat. You're not a doormat. You're not just like sitting there, you know, I'll help anyone no matter what they do to me. No, you're not like that. You have that little bit of edge. Like, you definitely have an edge to you. So as much as you are soft and sweet and kind, you have that edge and you know how to use it. But you have the knowledge of when to use it. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, you're a helper, but not without limits. And I think you genuinely enjoy helping others. And maybe that's like, I don't know why. I think somebody out there is actually like a manager or boss or something like that. Or maybe that's like your future career or something, because it's really telling me like why you're such a good boss. And I think that one of the great things about you leading others is, yeah, maybe that's what it's really telling us. Maybe beyond a boss, beyond a manager, maybe you're just supposed to be a leader in general, leading others. That could be your purpose in life. But anyways, you love to help others. And I think that that is what makes you a powerful leader. Truly. Yeah, you're not like somebody that will just be like, well, this is what you have to do. Good luck with that. Walk away. And then be angry with them if they don't get it right on the first try. Like, you're somebody that will be like, do you understand this task that I'm asking you to complete? And do you, like, not in a condescending way or patronizing way, but rather just like, I want to make sure that you understand why I'm asking you to do this thing. I want to make sure that you actually know how to do it and not just like the motions of doing it, you know? Like, you have like this care for like the deeper meaning behind these types of things. I don't even know if that makes sense, but it's a really beautiful energy that you give off. Incredibly powerful. 2 major arcana, clarifying that King of Swords. So you got the power. Also, the divine is with you. I feel like that's also something that people sense about you, is how divinely connected you are. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, let's go on to the Hanged Man now. Please and thank you, Spirit. Okay, what was that? Temperance card. Yeah, you've been through some sort of major healing. So, and also, this is a major arcana clarifying a major arcana. Yeah, you... Okay. Like, I see this as being... I said earlier about the Hanged Man that you have had something happen that triggered your spiritual awakening, I believe. I think that thing that happened required a lot of healing. Healing through yourself and healing through spirit. Like, I see you balancing out yourself in your 3D, but also you balancing yourself in the 5D as well. It's very beautiful, actually. It's almost like you were supposed to heal in this way because there's something about your healing that is going to be, like, it's on a greater scale. I don't even know how to, like, say it. Like you needed to heal on the 3D, you needed to heal in the 5D, because you're meant to heal with the collective as well. Like, you needed to heal yourself in so many ways so that you can help the collective heal as well. It's really such a beautiful and powerful energy. You really know how to listen to spirit. I really do believe that you have like a direct line to spirit. It's almost like you could pick up the phone and speak to spirit, like literally. I mean, metaphorically, but like that's what I'm getting. It's really so beautiful though, because like you have this enlightenment about you. Yeah, people definitely see that you have an angelic energy about you. Oh yeah, people probably see you as like a, what is that saying? Is it godsend? Is that the word? I'll look it up later. Um, but yeah, like you were sent from God to help others, and when other people feel you helping them, I feel like that's what they see, what they feel is like, were you sent from God to help me? Like, and it doesn't even have to be that you're helping people in these like large scale sort of ways, but even just helping them on an individual and personal basis, it has such a greater impact than I think you even realize. Like, even if it is nothing more than just being an ear for somebody to vent to, somebody to express their own disappointments, or, you know, literally, like, just you being there to listen to somebody talk about their problems could heal people. And I think it's really your energy, your presence alone that helps these people heal. Like, because you have this way about you that feels so personal to the individual. Like, I feel like you're the type of person that even if you were to become famous, you would still have this personal way of connecting with others. Like, it's so beautiful. Like, I really love this energy. Like, honestly, I feel like this is the type of vibe that you embody, the Temperance card. Somebody out there might be a Sagittarius. You don't have to be, but that's a pretty strong energy. Well, I could probably tell. Oh my gosh. Bottom of the deck is the Emperor. Yeah, you're very powerful. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna just tell you, since I told you the major arcana now. Since I told you the sign that's attached to that Temperance card, I'll tell you the other signs I see with the other major arcana. So with that Sun card, Leo, you could be a fire sign, that's a possibility. The Lover's card is Gemini, so you may have like air or Gemini in your chart somewhere. Then the Hanged Man, I want to say, is Pisces, I believe. And then at the bottom of the deck with that Emperor card. Oh, and the Devil earlier, that was Capricorn. The Emperor is Aries. So, and then the King and Queen of Swords, air signs, so that would be Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. So could be significant for air signs. Doesn't have to be though. Anyhow, that Emperor card at the bottom of the deck, especially because we are clarifying the Hanged Man and the Temperance card came out, this is not just any 3D power. Like, sure, I believe that you have the ability to obtain 3D power, but it's so beyond that. You're the Emperor when it comes to spirituality as well. I honestly think that you have really grown so much on your spiritual journey. And as such, you have gained mastery of like maybe understanding yourself, understanding spirit, understanding your own spirituality. I don't know. It's literally like you have the power of spirit within you. Like, and I don't even know if I'm like conveying this in a way that really makes sense, but like it's intense. I think some people, this is kind of crazy, but I think some people could literally see you as an embodiment of spirit, which I kind of got earlier with that angel sort of message, but like some people might actually think. There's a quote from my favorite show that I always quote from. Lark Rise to Candleford, British show. Very much suggest it for anybody who likes nature imagery. It's very beautiful for that. Also, like if you like shows that are set back in the day, it's a good one for that too. And also, it's a very positive show. Like, sure, there's some negative parts, but honestly, overall, it's a pretty positive show. And yeah, it's a comfort show of mine. But anyways, there is a quote in that, and there is an episode where this, like, I don't even know what to call it, like a substitute priest or whatever, cleric, is filling in for the other, or is it pastor priest, I don't know. I don't know the terminology too well, but yeah, like he's just filling in for the other one because the other one's sick, and he has like some anger issues, you find out by the end of the show, and poop. What is the quote? Yes. He quotes Robert Timmons when he says, yeah, his exact quote is like, "Your father once told me God is other people. I didn't know what he meant by that at the time, but now I do." And I really love that quote. And I think that really kind of goes to show like how we need to show our love of God, our love of spirit through our actions towards others. And I think that that's so important, especially if we want to, because I really do believe that, honestly, even any of us can embody spirit if we just tap into that unconditional love. I think that's when we're closest to spirit, when we love unconditionally and when we support others and treat them with kindness and consideration, empathy and compassion. I think that's when we truly embody God or spirit. And I think that's what it means. You know, that quote, God is other people. And I feel like that also kind of goes like a little bit further, where you could even look into it as, you know, people are always, they're always varying, right? People externally from us, we never know what they're going to do, what they're going to say, whatever. And therefore, they are probably the ones that are going to trigger us the most. Anything out of life, most likely it's going to be humans that trigger us the most, because they are so varying. We never know exactly what they're going to do to trigger us. And therefore, it shows us in those moments where we're triggered, in those moments where our egos flare up, we feel personally attacked by somebody, how we respond in those moments is really what makes us, how do I word this? Evolved people, I suppose. Because I don't want to say that makes us a good person, because again, I don't believe that anybody is ever fully good. And I don't want to say that makes you like more spiritually superior when we treat people with kindness, but rather, I just think it shows an evolved person when they're able to navigate relationships or just conversation situations with other people, and they're able to navigate those situations with kindness, with understanding, with compassion, with empathy. And I think honestly in those moments That's when spirit sees our true potential, our true kindness, our true heart. The little wiener dog's walking by again. Oh my god, now he's galloping. I literally love dogs so much. Oh my gosh. I should like start a dog walking business because I literally love dogs so much and I would love to walk dogs. Oh my god. Anyways. Anywho, what am I talking about? What was I talking about? Yeah. God is other people. Yeah, and so in those moments, especially in those moments where we're triggered, especially in those moments where our ego gets flared up and we want to just attack that other person, make them feel as bad as they made us feel or whatever. You know, I'm just making up a scenario in my mind. But if we take that moment to recenter ourselves, ground ourselves, and show that other person, and also, we never know what that other person is going through. Maybe they're just going through a hard time in this moment, and this is what we happen to see. And it could be very much not a version of them that they would like to be represented by. And so when we show others kindness, patience, understanding, and that unconditional love, I think that, not that spirit has a point system, but if you were to sort of see religion or spirituality in that sort of way, where you want to gain points with spirit, I would say those are the moments where you gain the most points with spirit. When you're kind to people, especially people that were not kind to you. When you're understanding of people, and those are the people that were not understanding of you. I think that's where it shows how evolved you are. And I really do believe that that is when spirit is the most proud of us. Because think of how much effort and understanding of your own self, of other people, you have to have in order to have that sort of patience, that amount of compassion, understanding, to separate your own feelings from the situation, to separate your ego from the situation even, and just be in that energy of pure, unconditional love. That's where it makes the biggest difference, I feel. Sorry, like some of these messages I just feel are straight up channeling, so I don't ever know if they actually make sense. All I know is that they're coming through when they do, and when I edit, I just hope that it makes sense, because otherwise I don't want to be out here confusing people. So hopefully it's not confusing. I feel like the people that need to hear the messages will understand them, and then the people that maybe don't need to hear the messages might not understand them. So as long as I put that intention in there, I think that's all that matters. But yeah, so you could have the ability to be a three-dimensional boss, but I feel like you're so much more than that. You're a boss in so many different ways, in so many different levels. In the 3D and the 5D, you have such a beautiful power that is just truly, I don't even know, it's so special, unique, specific. Yeah. These are the type of people that are rare, I feel. Which, you know, I think that my collective is a very rare collective. So I think that that makes a lot of sense. You know, the people that embody this type of energy, especially the ones that embody this power without abusing it, that is so special and unique. And I think that's what you are. You have this power about you, but you always are responsible with it. You're always understanding and compassionate towards others, and it's just, oh, it's such a beautiful energy. Yeah. So again, this could even be another example of you being a boss in real life, or a manager, or, you know, just in a position of power in general, or a leader. This could just be indicating that you are a leader, or that's what you're meant to do. Lead others to become more unconditionally loving. to be like lead others to be more compassionate, more empathetic, more understanding. Especially when you lead by example. I think that's when people learn the best. Especially, especially when you exude that kind of positive energy. Like, think about it. Like, if you see somebody that is just so wonderful in terms of like their soul, their spirit, like they're kind and they're always giving, like the people that I've met like that are truly embodying that like unconditional love vibe, I've always admired those types of people, and I've always strived to be like them in life. And I feel like that is what you serve. That's like the purpose of what you're doing here, is to be an example to others of how to be kind, understanding, considerate, compassionate. Yeah. Like simply by you existing even is enough to inspire others to follow your lead. Okay, let's move on to that Three of Pentacles now. Please and thank you, Spirit. What is that Three of Pentacles trying to tell us about the collective? Please and thank you, Spirit. Hopefully my septum goes all crooked randomly. I never know when. It either goes crooked immediately or not at all. Don't know why. Maybe I just move my face too much when I talk. Ooh, okay, what's that? Ooh, the Death card. I think that is incredibly interesting for the Three of Pentacles. Ooh, again, I get this powerfulness about your energy. You know, I'm just gonna say it. Like, the Death card doesn't usually really represent death, but I'm getting like the figure of death and like the seriousness in which we deal with death. I feel like that's how others respond to your energy. Like, they take you seriously. Maybe it took you a long time to get to this point where people actually take you seriously. But yeah, like, I don't know what it is about your energy, but it's like, especially those who work with you, they take you very seriously. Like, they see your power. They see that something about you is inevitable, perhaps. Or maybe they feel like everything's leading up to the moment that they meet you or something. Like, there's something significant about you coming into the lives of others. Like, okay, so maybe it's more so like it feels like it was meant to happen. When you come into the lives of others, it's almost like they feel or see that it was meant to happen that way or something. I'm also getting, because if you look at this image, the background is actually very beautiful and picturesque. Like, there's a beautiful river, a boat, like it looks like even a beach and like a waterfall, a sunset, like so many beautiful images in the background, but we mostly notice, you know, the figure of death here. So that's giving me an idea of you have a way of distracting people from other things. And I almost am getting this in the way of like something about your energy or your presence. I feel like maybe you're that kind of person where you walk into a room and people are turning to look at you. Like, they don't even have to see that you walked into the room. They can just sense it. And then they turn to look at you. I almost feel like maybe you're somebody that really catches people's eye. And maybe to you, you're like, I don't know what the big deal is. I'm just being me. I'm just trying to like do my life. Why is everybody staring at me all the time? But it's like your presence, your power. And I almost feel like this is also what makes people want to work with you so badly. This doesn't have to be even just in love. This could be in work. This could be in terms of friendships. This could just be in terms of like projects, group projects. Maybe even in school, you know? Like, it's literally like you have this power, this presence, this something about you, and people are just like, I don't know why, but I'm very drawn to them. I am very much pulled in towards that person. I am magnetized towards them. I feel their power. I feel their presence. And I'm very drawn to it. Yeah, it's like you really, like, you steal the show. That's the word I'm getting. It's like you steal the show. And I don't think this is anything that you're intentionally doing. I don't think you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, gee, whose show am I gonna disrupt today? Like, you're not like trying to look for attention. You're not trying to, Seven of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, by the way. But yeah, you're not like somebody that's like purposely trying to catch everybody's attention. You're not like walking into a room looking around like everybody's staring at me. Good. Like that's not your vibe. It's just something that just naturally exudes from you. And I'm even getting like a little bit of like, you may be even annoyed at times by your energy or your presence, and the fact that like people seem so attracted to it, because I feel like some days you're just like, I really just want to go into the store and get out, but I know I'm gonna have a million people staring at, like, literally I see this like going through your mind, like being like, oh my god, I don't want everybody to stare at me, but it's like almost like you can't help it. It's your energy, it's your like your spirit, like it's like it's something about you that is just like I think it's like, because of all of your wonderful characteristics, it's like interwoven into your energy. And it's like people may not know exactly what you do or how you do it, but like something about you is like unlike anything they've ever seen, anything they've ever experienced, anything they've ever felt. Like your energy is literally so rare that I think that's honestly part of why you draw so much attention to yourself. And I'm not trying to say that you intentionally do that, of course, but just your energy. Yeah, it's just rare. It's rare, and people are like, I've never seen, I've never felt, I've never experienced anything like this before. And so when they see you, they're like in awe. The Seven of Pentacles, I feel like, shows that you have a great sense of patience with others. Ooh, I really like that. I really like that. Patience is one of the most beautiful things that you can practice. And I do believe that patience is a practice, not a quality. And yeah, I think that you have to practice patience in order to get better at it. Also, I don't think that patience comes naturally to just anyone, you know? I think most people don't naturally step into a place of patience, especially because we are mostly ruled by our egos in this life. We have our insecurities, we have our baggage, we have our past, all these things that can trigger us at any given moment. And so in the times where I don't know why, but I got distracted. I think the wind. Oh, cool. What was my train of thought? Don't leave me, train of thought. Come back, train of thought. What was it? Maybe I'll remember while I'm editing. Patience. Oh, yes. So, like, I think we have a million. Oh. Well, not quite a million, but we have so many different experiences or situations or circumstances in everyday life that allow us the opportunity to practice patience. And it really depends on the individual as to who is going to take that time to practice that patience and who is not. It's kind of funny to me sometimes, because sometimes, and I think it really is just a conscious thing. You just have to gain consciousness of, honestly, seeing patience as a practice. Because if we think that it's just a quality, we're never going to ever try to practice it, because if it's just a natural quality that some of us have and some of us lack, the people that lack patience are never going to ever practice it, because they don't think it's something that they can learn. It's not something that they can improve upon or grow. And I think that's unfortunate, because it leads so many people to never growing, to never trying, to never see any growth within themselves when it comes to patience. And patience can help us in so many situations in life, because life is unexpected. Life usually doesn't go the way that we want. Sometimes it does. Those moments are nice, but when it doesn't, we need to find ways in order to navigate those more difficult situations in a healthier way. And I think patience is one of those healthier ways that we can navigate those situations. Because like even something as small as waiting in line at the pharmacy, something that seems like, objectively, in the grand scheme of things, not really that big of a deal. Sure, you might have to wait a couple more minutes than you were anticipating, but it's not gonna be the end of the world. It's not like somebody died, it's not that serious. But then you see the difference between the people that practice patience, have their coping skills, have that ability, strength within them to tap into that patience. Especially if you practice a lot of patience, it's going to build up within you, so you'll find it much easier to be patient in the future. And that's why I think it's so important for every single person out there to practice patience as often as you can. Sure, it's a lot easier said than done. I'm right there with you, because I also get triggered. I also have my ego flare up. I have moments in which I know I can practice patience, but I choose not to, And we have so much more free will over these situations than I think we believe that we do. So let's empower ourselves and take back that power and practice patience to see how far we can take it, to see how much we can grow that ability, how much we can build up that patience within us to make life flow much more smoothly. Yeah. Oh, hello, squirrel. Sorry. Little squirrel on the tree was looking at me. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. If we go on any given day to the pharmacy and see a line, you definitely can see the difference between the people that are practicing patience, you know, like, and then the people that are not practicing patience. Yeah, usually there's a pretty clear distinction between the two. And it's unfortunate that some people just go through their lives without ever trying to practice patience. But yeah, I think you show people patience. And honestly, that's a whole nother part of patience. When you show people patience, they're way more likely to be patient with others as well in turn. And I also feel like this comes back to that unconditional love as well. We live in this 3D society in which, we live in this 3D world in which we feel like everything needs to be so fast-paced that things either need to happen right now or not at all. And I feel like that is such a sad thing, really. Because what kind of life are you living if everything needs to happen right here, right now, or not at all? That sounds sad and miserable. But you show people that is not true. We do not have to have everything right here, right now, in this moment, or not at all. We can wait for the things that take time. We can be patient with others. We can be patient with ourselves. We can be patient with life circumstances. Yeah. I feel like you help inspire people to be more patient because you are patient. Your kindness, your patience, all of your wonderful qualities, people are inspired by. And I think a lot of it is because you lead by example. So definitely don't stop doing that. Don't stop leading by example, because even if you think it doesn't make a difference, even if you think it doesn't make an impact, it does. And it changes how people view things. It changes how people do things as well. And those actions that we can inspire in others make a difference in the lives that they touch as well. And it really creates a beautiful and a huge domino effect when we're able to do these types of things, when we're able to embody a patient being, an unconditionally loving being, a kind, patient, unconditional loving being. I also think that spirit embodies a lot of patience as well. And I truly believe that when we struggle with finding patience, spirit can help us find the patience within us if we ask spirit to help us in those moments where it's a little bit more difficult. Spirit is always there to help us. We just need to ask spirit for the help, and spirit will provide. Okay, I think that will be where we wrap this one up, because I feel like I've kind of been babbling for a while. But yeah, so hopefully the sound is okay. I don't know how much better you can hear me on this one, or the other one was better, but anywho, that's what I got for you. I hope this resonated. If it did resonate, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you subscribe, you can become a part of the Hive Collective, because my name is Bee. Bees live in hives, and you can become an honorary bee like me, and we can be a little bee family together. Let's see. Yes, if you like my readings and you'd like to see more, be sure to click that bell icon down below so that YouTube actually notifies you. And thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.